الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear sisters, my dear daughters, welcome back to a new episode of the biography of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always to gather us on his sayings and on his seerah, and may Allah accept from all of us. I also wish to remind you by tomorrow, inshallah, is a Friday, and we know that from the hadith that Prophet Muhammad told us to remember him and remember to pray on him on Fridays, because it's something very praiseworthy to remember Prophet Muhammad and during the Fridays. And also, I wish to remind myself and you to read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make for us a light between the two Jum'ahs by reading Surah Al-Kahf. So, inshallah, tomorrow we're going to do that, and may Allah accept from all of us. Now back to the story of the Prophet Muhammad. Last time we stopped at the great event happened to him when Jibril, the angel, came to him at the for the first time and start to tell him, or the first 5 ayahs of Surah Al-Alaq to be revealed on Prophet Muhammad by saying to him, read, and 3 times, and every time he squeezed Prophet Muhammad and then let him go, and then squeeze him again and let him free, and then squeeze him again for 3 times. The Prophet actually was a very strong experience to him. He was shivering, he was trembling with fear, and we mentioned that he went back to his home, where he met his wife Khadija radiallahu anha, and start shivering and told her, just cover me, cover me, cover me. They covered him and until he restored his security, and he informed Lady Khadija radiallahu anha of the incidents of what happened in the cave and what happened with the angel Jibril, and added that he was horrified of what he went through. His wife tried to soothe him and reassured him, saying, and actually this is the words of gold. If you're going to describe those words, the first words of support that Lady Khadija radiallahu anha mentioned or told the Prophet Muhammad, we can think so much about what she told him. He came horrified, he came trembling, and then she told him in a very assertive way, Allah will never disgrace you. You unite kinship relations. You bear the burden of the weak. You help the poor and the needy. You entertain the guests and endure hardship in the path of truthfulness. So as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her to support Prophet Muhammad with those great words, actually. She told him, by Allah, Allah will never disgrace you. So the first thing that she told him, that be sure that you will not be disgraced. Why? She mentioned 4 things. And actually, if we can see about these things, we can do it in our life to be sure that Allah will not disgrace us. You unite kinship relation. Our relation with our relative is good. Silat al-Rahim. You bear the burden of the weak. You help the weak to lift or to help him, but physically or support by any mean. Also, you give charity, poor, you give the poor, help the poor and needy, and you entertain the guests. And if you have any guest, you have a hospitality, being generous to your guests, and endure hardships in the path of truthfulness. So the four things regarding to the good relation with relatives, helping others, and helping the weak and needy, and be generous to your guests, and endure hardship in the path of the truthfulness. These are four characters that Lady Khadija told the Prophet, and actually she's telling us also that if you have these four characters, Allah will never disgrace you. This is one of the great lessons that we can learn from this first support that happened to Lady Khadija. And as I mentioned, she told that to him before any prophethood, or before even he began his prophethood or his message, as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her to support him by these words. Then she took him to Waraqa ibn Nawfal, her cousin, who supported this story. Waraqa, actually, he knows that he is on the proper Christianity. He was Christian, but he's believing as a prophet, that Isa is a prophet, and not believing in Trinity. That's why he knows that there is a coming messenger, and he was waiting for this messenger to come. And when she went to him and told him about the story of Prophet Muhammad, and Prophet was with her, he said, if I should be alive till the day that your people will get you out of Mecca, then I would support you strongly. So astonishingly, the man Waraqa ibn Nawfal, when he heard what Prophet Muhammad told him, he recognized that he will be the messenger of the last messenger, and he will have his message. And being a messenger and coming by a new message, he will be hated and will be attacked by his tribe. That's why he told him. He was an old man, by the way, and in the seerah, we just mentioned for him this view only, this scene only, and after that the seerah didn't mention about him, and even we don't know when he actually died, but I think he's died early in the after the prophethood. So he told him, I wish I could be, or if I should be alive till the day that your people will get you out of Mecca, then I would support you strongly. Then the Prophet surprised and told him, are they going to get me out? Then Waraqa replied, he said, anyone who came with something similar to what you have brought was treated with hostility. So it is as if it is something that is usually happening with the messengers. The messengers coming with a message for the people, usually being treated with hostility from the rich people, that they have got benefit from the old position and from the previous incorrect position and in the community. So here we can see that it was early warning for the Prophet Muhammad that this is a message and he will be the messenger, and he will have difficulties. Difficulties will come to him as the beginning of having this message. So as we can see, Lady Khadija radiallahu anha has a very prominent role in supporting Prophet Muhammad and helping him and keep him steadfast and firm. Also here, her cousin Waraqa gave him like an initial light about the beginning and the start of his mission. What happened after that? The revelation interruption happened. Jibril, the angel, stopped being sent down on Prophet Muhammad for a while. And the Prophet became so sad every time during his way between mountains, And we mentioned before he used to go to a cave of Hira and to sit. He continued to go there between the mountain and his home. All the way over, he's hearing, "Oh Muhammad, oh Muhammad, you are indeed Allah messenger in truth," where upon his heart would become quiet and would calm down and return home. While he was walking, he's hearing a sound telling him, "Oh Muhammad, you are indeed Allah messenger in truth." So this was during the period that there is no revelation and there was interruption of the revelation at that time, as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving a time out or a break for Prophet Muhammad after the first direct contact with the angel Jibril and how he was horrified. So just as giving him a relaxation time until he starts to be feel that he's missing this angel, and he wants to know more from him. Actually, this is well, and may Allah know best, was the feelings of Prophet Muhammad at that time. We have what we call it the stages of revelation. The stages of revelation for Prophet Muhammad, if you're going to say what it was like, or what was look like. Before prophethood, before the start of the message, the revelation for Prophet Muhammad started as true visions. When he has a true vision or has a dream, usually the next day he saw this dream or this true vision. It happened as he saw it before. This is one of the signs of our stage of revelation. Another stage was the angel invisibly cast in the prophet's mind and heart. Sometimes there is something being thrown in his heart and in his mind to say something, to do something. This is another way or stage of revelation to him. After the prophethood, we can see that it differed. It became different. That became more direct and more strong. The angel Jibril used to visit Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, in the form of a human being and would speak to him directly. And this has happened in many times. One of the hadith narrated by Umar radiallahu anhu, one of the companion, that once the companion and Prophet Muhammad were sitting, a man came to them, was very dark hair, very white face, and he's white clothes, very nice, very clean, and start to ask Prophet Muhammad about the pillars of Islam, the pillars of Iman and the Ihsan, and started to the Prophet to answer him. And after he finished, he went out and left them. Then Prophet Muhammad told the companion, "No, who this man?" They said, "Allah wa Rasuluh knows." So he told them, "He is Jibril. He came to teach you your religion." So this is one form of revelation, that Jibril came to Prophet Muhammad in the shape of a human and in the form of a human, and usually there was his face looked like one of the companion called Dihya al-Kalbi. Usually he came in his face or in his shape of face. Another way that revelation came to Prophet Muhammad, the angel Jibril came to him like the toll of a bell, and this was the most difficult form because the angel used to seize him tightly, and sweat would stream from his forehead even on the coldest day. This is another form that Jibril used to make the revelation or send down revelation on Prophet Muhammad. As the companion said, we can hear like a bell, the bell sound near Prophet Muhammad and start to be contracting and be sweating, although there's a cold day, but he's sweating. Another way of meeting between Prophet Muhammad and Jibril in his actual form in 2 occasions. And this is happened during, as we mentioned, the first time he came to him, and the second time during the Isra and the Mi'raj. In Isra and Mi'raj journey, he saw Jibril in his actual form, and he mentioned about him that he is having, he's already hiding the whole heaven, the whole sky being hidden all over the horizon by Jibril alayhi salam, and he has 600 wings, 600 wings. Another type of revelation, what Allah Himself revealed to Prophet Muhammad in the heaven, في سدرة المنتهى, when he ascended to the heaven and received Allah's commands of Salah. We know, of course, during the journey of Isra and the Mi'raj, what happened, that ascent of Prophet Muhammad with Jibril alayhi salam to the heaven, where he met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't see, he just feel that he is in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this place called Sidrat al-Muntaha, Sidrat al-Muntaha. When the Jibril angel, he told Prophet Muhammad, I can't go with you. If I just go for one step, I will be burned. But if you will go, you can go, you will pass. So Prophet Muhammad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him ascend to him in a position and in a place that even Jibril alayhi salam, he couldn't be present in this place, which is Sidrat al-Muntaha. And at that place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to Prophet Muhammad directly, and he ordered him to start order his ummah or the Muslims by the prayers, 5 prayers per day. Inshallah, we're going to that in details during our description of this journey, Al-Isra and Al-Mi'raj. So the stages of revelation, as we mentioned, he may saw the Jibril as a human, or he came to him like a tall bell, or he saw him in his actual form, as we mentioned, or the revelation come directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this has happened after the prophethood. Now, we mentioned that Prophet Muhammad was waiting for the revelation after the period of interruption that happened. The second time came. The second time of the revelation, and this time the revelation will be the start of the mission. The start of the mission, of the start of prophethood. The scholar said that he was being mentioned, he was just mentioned that he is a messenger by Surah Al-Alaq, Iqra, or read, and he was ordered to start his mission as a prophet in Surah Al-Muddathir. Ya ayyuha al-muddathir qum fa'anzir. So the scholar said this is the surah at the beginning, ayat of Surah Al-Muddathir was the mission, the start of mission as a prophet. The beginning of ayat in Surah Al-Alaq was the start, was just the informing of Prophet Muhammad that he is, that he will be the messenger. All of us know Surah Al-Muddathir. The first 7 ayat is talking about, oh, you enveloped, arise and warn, and your Lord magnify, and your garments purify, and keep away from ar-rujiza, which is the idol, and give not a thing in order to have more, وَلَا تَمْنُنْ تَسْتَكْثِرْ, and be patient for the sake of your Lord, وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ. Actually, this is our very, very important, as it is a first came to Prophet Muhammad in the beginning of his mission, and it was a very concise and very confirmative, informative orders from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh, you enveloped, يا أيها المدثر. Arise and warn. قم. Arise. فأنذر and warn. So now it's not the time of sleeping anymore. It's not the time of covering anymore. You have to start your mission to warn the people. And your Lord magnify. وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ. Start doing the prayers and start seeking the help from Allah. And your garments purify. Purify yourself internally and externally. Internally your heart, externally your dress. And keep away from al-rujza, the idols, or anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered to be a bad deed. To be away from all these things. And give not a thing in order to have more. وَلَا تَمْنُنْ تَسْتَكْثِرْ. Don't give gifts for return. Don't think about the return of the gifts. It's just if you want to give gifts, give it for the sake of Allah. Don't wait for the return. And be patient for the sake of your Lord. All that will need patience. From where I will get my patience, I will get my patience from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So perform your duty by seeking for the sake of Allah and ask Him for giving you patience. So now we're going to divide the prophethood period, the time of prophethood since Prophet Muhammad reached 40 years. Now he know that he will be the prophet. So now the time of the prophethood started. That's why sometimes you will see that I say before prophethood and after prophethood. What I mean that after prophethood, after the revelation came to Prophet Muhammad ordering him to start his mission. So the prophethood time, we can split them into two phases. The Meccan phase, while he was in Mecca, 13 years. And this is after prophet again, after prophethood, 13 years in Mecca. And in the Medina, 10 years after Hijrah. Prophet Muhammad, when he was know that he's a prophet, he was 40 years old. He spent 13 years after that in Mecca and 10 in Medina, and he died when he was 63 years old. So just to make it easy for us, we are splitting that duration into the Meccan phase and the Medina phase. When we are speaking about the Mecca phase, we're going to have another classification just to make it easier for us. We have during the beginning of the da'wah or invitation to Islam, it was secret call. It was secret call for 3 years. Then after the 3 years, it came the stage of proclamation or announcement of the call in Mecca. Start Prophet Muhammad to announce his call in Mecca from the beginning of the 4th year of prophethood almost to the 10th year. Then the third stage is to call to Islam and propagating it beyond Mecca to the other tribes, around the tribes. And usually it happens after the end of the 10th year of prophethood until the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam immigrated to Medina. And of course, the stage of call of Islam away from Mecca, it was mainly during the Hajj, because we mentioned before that Hajj was present. The pilgrimage was present, but it was in a wrong way. They used to make the Hajj. They are naked and they start to whistle and clap their hands. Many bad things happened, and of course the idols were present on the Kaaba. This was all bad practice of the Hajj, but the Hajj was there, and the tribes came from different places in the Arab Peninsula to do the Hajj, and this was a golden chance for Prophet Muhammad to invite people to Islam. So again, the stages of Meccan phase, stage of secret call 3 years, a stage of the call in Mecca, announcement from the 4th to the 10th year, around 6 years, and then in the last 3 years, propagating about Islam outside Mecca. Now, when we start speaking the first 3 years of the secret call, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't ask Prophet Muhammad from the start to announce about his message. Mecca was considered as a den of idolatry at the Prophet's time. It was the idols to the degree that it has 360 idols on the Kaaba, representing the 360 tribes around Mecca that they are coming to Mecca every year, as we mentioned, for Hajj. So as a way of attracting those tribes, so each tribe have its own idol, their own idol. So the Quraysh considered to be the den of this idol. That's why making it increasingly difficult for the call to be direct and confrontational. This is number one. Number two, the secret call was also considered a foundational base for the kickstarting of the da'wah. Who will make the da'wah? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in Surah Al-Muddathir, as we mentioned, Ya ayyuha al-muddathir qum fa'anzir. Arise and warn. Okay, Prophet Muhammad will warn, but he needs a companion with him. He needs a solid base. He will not be by himself confront all the leaders and the disbelievers in Mecca alone. He should have first the beginning, the big nuclear beginning of the Muslims. So this is what's very important, that Prophet Muhammad start to have first the base of the people who are truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in his messenger, to start to have people with him. He should have people with him, and this will not happen if he came from the first day and say Ya Ahla Makkah, Ya Ahla Makkah, and start to announce about his da'wah. This is one of the strategy why the secret call remained for 3 years. Also to avoid the outrage of the claims in Mecca, as we mentioned, where they were very strong, and as we mentioned in the first lesson, first lecture, if you remember, when we told that the tribes was having a very strong tribe blooded, and they were have very proud of themselves, very proud of what they worshiping and what they do, and they are not that easy mind to accept a new message and a new changing upside down everything in their social, their economic, their political life, just like that. So it needs a gradual, the da'wah was needing gradual start, and this gradual start remained for 3 years. And of course, we here have to highlight on the early converts, starting with the supporting wife. The supporting wife, Khadija radiallahu anha, first woman in Islam, the first one to believe, when he came to her and told her, I am the messenger of Allah, as being already had the glad tiding by her cousin Waraqa, when he told him, you are the messenger. So he told her, and she of course believed in him and supported him, and started to support the Islam and the da'wah by her by money and by her wealth. And she was having, of course, the charity, and she did all this that she can to support the da'wah and Islam at its very, very, very early beginning. Of course, his best friend, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, the first adult male man in Islam. Ali ibn Abi Talib was his cousin. He was still a young man, maybe 16 or 15 years old at that time. He was the first young from the youth to believe. Uthman ibn Affan, one of the companion, and we'll have many things about his virtue, inshallah, while we are moving in the seerah. Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, also one of the one who has have the glad tidings, 10 who have the glad tidings will be in the Jannah. There are 10 persons being mentioned by Prophet Muhammad, they will enter the Jannah. He told him, he told them that they will go and they will enter the Jannah, and Uthman, Abu Bakr, and Az-Zubayr are from them. So now we started. Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam started the early call, secret, gradual call of people to the Islam, and people start to accept. The people start to accept are his people around him or close to him, from his relatives, friends, and also from the poor people, from the slaves, because they were transgressed and wronged, and they feel that the new religion is the religion of freedom, the freedom they search for all the time. The freedom is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only. This is the true freedom. So they started to increase in number, and they supposed to have a what we call it, a place of conference or a place of meeting for them for Prophet Muhammad to teach them how to believe in Allah and who is Allah and all the things related to the creed or to the aqidah. Even if we go to the Quran, we'll find that all the surahs that have been revealed to Prophet Muhammad during the Meccan phase, it was all speaking about aqidah or the creed. So he started to teach them in the house of one of the companions. His name is Al-Arqam ibn Abi Al-Arqam. All this movement started to attract the attention of the disbelievers in Quraysh, even if they are secretly, but they start to feel that there is something not normal going on. Leaked out and assumed a public interest all over Mecca. In the beginning, the Meccan leaders, the disbelievers, didn't care much about Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. But this attitude of indifference soon changed into real apprehension. The polytheists of Quraysh began to watch Muhammad movement closely and anxiously, for fearing of spread his call. They know that he has a call, he has a message, and producing a change in the prevalent mentality. Some people started to enter Islam, and what happened? Maybe a wife and husband. The husband is a believer and the wife is not, or the reverse. So the things start to be more apparent, more clear. At that time, after around 3 years, revealed to Prophet Muhammad the Quran, the ayah 214 in Surah Ash-Shu'ara, and warn your tribe of near kindred. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. Warn your close relatives. At that time, what happened? Prophet Muhammad ﷺ politely offered his relatives. When we are speaking about his relative, we speak about his uncles. He has many uncles actually, around 9, and he invited them to a meal in his house, and he started to invite them to enter Islam. However, the pain sometimes comes from the relatives. His uncle Abu Lahab took the initiative and exclaimed rudely and aggressively, "Verily, I have never heard of anyone who has incurred more harm on his kinspeople than you." So he cut all the way through that Prophet Muhammad wants to offer Islam to his relatives when he came by these words. After saying these words, Prophet Muhammad didn't say anything, and this meeting finished and ended without any progress. So again, he repeated again the meetings between him and his relatives and tried again to invite them to Islam. And every time Abu Lahab came and start to have rejection and to make others feel not at ease about what he is offering them. After that, something happened at the mountain of As-Safa. The Prophet Muhammad did on one day something. He climbed the mountain of As-Safa and he started to do something. What he did and what's meant by that mountain of As-Safa, what the role of mountain of Al-Safa at that time. This is inshallah and more, we're going to have it next time by what happened when Prophet Muhammad climbed the mountain of As-Safa and what he said and what was the reactions to what he said and more. Inshallah, we're going to have it next time. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك الله بحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.